Well, the New South Wales Treasurer Matt Kean has come under fire for calling on Warringah Liberal candidate Katherine Deves to be disendorsed over comments she made about transgender people. Live now to Gabrielle Power. Gabriella, what has the Treasurer had to say this morning?
Laura, New South Wales Treasurer Matt Kean has been forced to clarify his position and justify his criticism of Katherine Deves. Last week, he called on Katherine Deves, the Liberal Warringah candidate for Warringah, I should say, to be sidelined over comments she made about transgender people on social media, which had come to light. Now, speaking on 2GB Ben Fordham's program, the Treasurer was challenged to read out those comments that he had a problem with, and he was accused of verballing her.
When you talk about likening young trans people to sex offenders, I don't think she did that. Can you show me where she did that?
Well, I mean, the quote here, I'm reading it, half of all transgender men are sex offenders.
She was talking about transgender men, and she was talking about the prison population.
Well, it's not appropriate language.
You've just verbaled her by suggesting, Matt, you've just verbaled Katherine Deves live on the air by saying twice now that she was comparing trans children to sex offenders. And then when you clarify the quote, you're talking about men, and she was talking about men in the male prison population or trans women in the male prison population. She said nothing about trans children being sex offenders. So what you just said is a lie.
Katherine Deves has apologised for the language that she used, and those Twitter posts have been deleted. Katherine Deves was selected to be the candidate for Warringah by a three-party committee, including Prime Minister Scott Morrison and New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet. Scott Morrison has backed Katherine Deves, saying that she would make a great member for Parliament. Now, Matt Kean today has denied that he was trying to undermine the Prime Minister, the New South Wales Premier and the Liberal Party by attacking her in the middle of a federal election.
I stand by my comments. I made comments that said this kind of language has no place in Australian public discourse. There can be plenty of respectful debate about these issues. They are important issues to canvass.
When did you become so sensitive and so woke and so politically correct?
Katherine Deves is a lawyer from the Northern Beaches. She's up against independent Zali Steggall at the election.
Gab, thank you.